Hello and welcome back so soon. How you doing? This is a supplementary video for the 28th part of my 2236 AD playthrough. So if you've not watched part 28 yet, you probably want to go back and do that first. This is going to be kind of a follow-up because near the end of that episode, there's this very long montage. It's about 5 minutes or so, and it's a video of a visual novel being played very quickly, and it's sort of made to mimic, if you've seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, especially with episodes 25 and 26 and End of Evangelion, it's sort of made to mimic instrumentality and this very introspective moment that a character is having with themselves and kind of like dealing with the very large mental issues that are going on with them in the story. And it's a brilliantly put together piece, and I think that it even works really well in visual novel form, but I think that there's a lot of that stuff that goes by way too fast, and I thought maybe that stuff goes by and you don't want to sit around waiting, you know, or sit around pausing a video yourself. So that's what we're going to do. Is I extracted the video from the game's folder, and I am going to play it, and I am going to pause it, and I am going to read the things that are going on, and then I'm going to overlay the original music in post-production. So it'll come together and it'll be nice and slick, but it's not going to be as smooth as the actual visual novel episodes have been. So here we go. Instrumentality. Let's go. But you know, Yotsuba-kun, I realized this after what happened yesterday. I realized that I was actually a little happy that I left a mark on your finger. Those feelings calmed my impulses. I was actually happy that you didn't miss a step and came to the club room anyway. I'm not into loving each other or anything like that, but I want to continue sending you my love, Yotsuba-kun. That scar on your finger being the mark of my love would make me so happy. I love this club room and you, Yotsuba-kun. Don't get carried away. Every time I look at my right hand, the scar that's on it, I remember the hatred I felt back then, the sadness, the anger. It's subdued now. I never really thought she would actually cut me. It lacked any sense of humor. It was just plain abuse. You dirty criminal. You're an enemy. Anything that hurts me is an enemy. This too. This, and this, and this, and this. I'm throwing it all on the ground. All of them, my enemies. I've come to realize this. I thought I would play for the rest of my life. Why did you end up here? Do you know of Pavlov's dog? I don't. Please tell me, how does Masako of all people not know about Pavlov's dog? You give a dog food while blowing into a whistle. Oh ho! The dog will start salivating as he eats food. Oh ho! After several times of repeating this, you then let the dog hear the whistle. Oh ho! Once you do, the dog will start salivating despite there being no food. Oh ho! If you replace the whistle and food with something else, there are a lot of possibilities. Oh ho! Mountains. Oh ho! Rivers. Oh ho! To which I must say, I can't believe that this AI has learned that it's okay to just say oh ho when the doctor's every word, and that she's actually responding with oh ho to her every word. It's the same as me getting irritated every time I hear your voice, senpai. Hitting the keys too hard until your fingers hurt is a common thing. Sure it is. Still, you stop feeling most of it while you're actually playing. It's only afterwards, it feeling a little rough and whatnot. That somewhat anguished feeling is something that I'm starting to feel now more than ever. It's sort of like when you start learning to play guitar. It hurts like hell, especially bass. Them strings, ow! I even start feeling like the keyboard is as sharp as cutlery. It hurts. Don't put the blame on others. Humans must get smarter as time passes on. Huh? You can't just sit there and smile forever. Keep your cheeks pushed up. Keep your cheeks pushed up from that grinning, and you'll eventually lose your ability to see anything. You don't get anything. Hey, Yotsuba, what is it that I don't get? What I mean is that it's ended up hurting me. Whenever I look at it, whenever I touch it, whenever I play it, it's never as fun as back then. No, just the contrary. It hurts. All that hurts me is my enemy. That's why I closed the lid on the keyboard, and basically your life, honestly. You say that, but you were playing it. I've made sure not to ever touch anything that would hurt me. I've been doing so unconsciously. Doing so, I would never get hurt. I mean, touching it hurt, I guess. There's no way around it. However, one day, I read an article that ran the reputation of a piano-playing robot into the ground. It was something that opened my eyes. I had people on my side. That's right. He's to blame. I hate you. I want nothing more to do with you. I'm sorry, I can't use telepathy. You don't get it at all. Your playing isn't musically inclined at all. You have no idea what you're being applauded for. The principle was all wrong. That's it, right? After all, that mechanical playing itself is strange to begin with. Entranced by the novelty of it all, everyone lost sight of the true essence. I'm sure that's it. You can't deduce anything accurate from an inaccurate principle. That's why I'm not going to succumb. How I felt back then. It was a mistake. But you know, the truth is that plenty of people would applaud him. That's a point you shouldn't mistake. Do you find it fun to badmouth what's popular? Do you find it showing off that you're different from everybody else fun? Boy, that's the internet as a whole, isn't it? That feels like just a gigantic internet problem on the whole. Understand? Him being praised is reality. The process be damned, the results are exactly how they are laid out. The fact that you are neither able to accept that reality nor those results means that your way of thinking is completely wrong. Do you understand that point? I understand that. I just can't stop it. You should understand it yourself, Yotsuba. They're wonderful, very much attractive as well. But I don't think it's much of a big deal. In the end, they've never held a candle to human beings. No matter how much they increase their intelligence, they would never be able to become like humans. Him breaking was to tell you that. Him breaking was to tell you of that. That's actually really smart. That is why all you need to do now is accept that. All you need to do is accept it. Accept me, Yotsuba. Could it be that any chance could it be that there's any chance for you to accept it? I know, I get the picture, but then what should I do? So this terrible feeling will never go away? With reality remaining cruel? Where should I be? There's no place I could be. That's why I've locked it all away. Isolation. I couldn't find a place for my soul. It would hurt every time I touched upon it. My temples would hurt every time I remembered it. I couldn't undermine that fact. I had a tough time pushed onto me, as they are. Still tough. I couldn't bear it. That's why, in order to never end up finding it myself, I submerged it deep in a thick layer of ice. Yotsuba, you're overthinking things. You should do what you want to do. You should do what you want to do. Yeah, hold on. You should do what you want to do how you like to do it. Yet why are you unable to do that? I think that maybe somewhere down the line, you've started to think that that if you're gonna do something, that you have to do well or it won't do. Oh boy! Boy, that's a big one right there. I know a lot of people, even myself included, have kind of fallen prey to this one, and that's a rough one. That's a rough one. Hold on. I know that this has also got some stuff that's gonna pop up over on the left side or the right side, so I'll just tuck me over here for now. You don't have a clear idea on which is better by how much, yet you tied it with your feelings at the time. You tied it with your feelings at the time and put yourself in a state of self-deprecation. If you keep thinking like that, you'll end up unable to do anything. You truly are mean-spirited. You're apt at hurting me with kind words like that. Still, when I try playing, you end up giving me an odd reaction, don't you? You compliment me while really thinking, boy, he's not that great, don't you? I love music. Everyone has been laughing at me secretly, right? You're overthinking things. Or what I should say is, I had no interest to begin with. I had learned about this, but it's pointless, nor am I interested in it. Wow, that is amazing! No one is interested? I'm not interested. I'm not interested. A person's interests and preferences are, in an EAJOS combination, all different from one another, you see? I'm worrying over it this much, yet no one is interested? What the hell? I think that's something that's very easy to fall into as well. Like, as a creator, like, I know that I've definitely kind of, I can relate a lot to what's happening here, but with the games that I've made and with, like, not necessarily the lack of success that I've had, but it's more of just like you put a game out and then you get less than 10 downloads in 2 weeks, and it kind of makes you feel like, just like, well, why am I bothering? When it's just like other people who are at your same level just have amazing success, or that everybody knows them, or that they know all the right people. You kind of feel like you want to shut yourself out. And like, I've definitely felt that, especially this year. So, I mean, if we're getting too personal here, let me know. Like, let me know. Like, yeah, let me know while I'm recording this video. It's ridiculous. What have I been spending all this time on? What have I been spending all this time on this whole time then? If no one has any interest in it, then it's the same as not doing it at all. And again, like, this is how you can end up feeling in any creative endeavor, whether it be being a musician or making games, which is where I most closely relate to it. I should just not do it. And again, like, that's kind of where I was at for a bit. Like, I told myself I wasn't going to make games anymore when one that I really kind of put a lot of work into failed spectacularly. And I still feel that way to a degree. So. Wait just a moment, please. Is there really no one who has any interest? Just yourself. You yourself have interest in yourself, do you not? You hold the most amount of interest. That is why you always end up worrying about things that you shouldn't be worrying about. Hold on, didn't catch that one. You have no sense of individuality. Almost as though you're comparing one person to another, you have been comparing yourself to everyone else. The boundary between yourself and others is vague, so doing as such is the only way you can take view of yourself. You cannot see an absolute version of yourself. As such, you have lost sight of yourself in general. I've lost sight of myself? Is that true? My desires to play piano inside me are ones that hurt me, so I've shut them all away. However, why do they hurt me? They'll probably hurt me. Moments when I'm with others and I feel a sense of comfort are all moments in which I'm left assured that there's something inside me that's better than all of them combined. What do you use to try to assure yourself, Yotsuba? What was in you when you... what was in you, and when did you lose it, Yotsuba? You lost it, so it's harder to be around others now. You hate being perceived as a loser, so you're afraid of looking at others in the face. What you're saying is most likely right. I had thought that I only had the piano available to me. The piano was myself. I have already nearly assimilated with the smart tool, so I'm sure that the next time my voltage drops will be... Being a pianist was my dream. However, if it's a dream that will never come true, then... If it's a dream that will never come true, then... that went by really fast. If it's a dream that will never come true, then I don't need it. And that is sort of the instrumentality that we ended up rolling through. So if this was any help, then that's awesome. But I just thought it would be nice to kind of put this out as a supplement. I'm sorry I kind of bumbled my way through that. It's much harder to kind of read like that when you're kind of controlling to pause the video and all that. So I hope that that was at least interesting. I hope that it helped. And we will catch you next time. Take it easy, everybody. Bye.